Hello, and welcome to my channel, signed Rufus. On this channel, I'm going to be sharing some of my art creations and titling with the theme, Creating Art Over 70. I'm going to do a variety of different ones. I'm going to do some charcoals, I'm going to do some pastels, mainly pastels, we're hoping, from a variety of things, from still lives to landscapes to portraits. I don't know, whatever we feel like doing, I'm just going to put it out there and share it with you. And just want you to, enjoy the same journey that I'm enjoying, because it has been a journey for me throughout my life, getting to this point with my art. I wasn't able to really focus on art at an early age, even though in my younger years I would draw. At that time I thought I was doing it relatively well, but I didn't grow up in an environment that was friendly to artists, so I had to focus on other things. So it wasn't until my adult life to where I really started picking up the pencil again and started sketching and tinkering and things like that. And it wasn't until my cousin's wife, Jill, said, I really like those pieces. I was sharing some of my sketches with her. And she said, I really like those pieces. I go, yeah, you really like those? I go, yeah. And so she had a really, pretty good idea of my family history. So it wasn't really the words that she said, I like those pieces, but it was the excitement, the expression that she showed when she said that. It seemed like real legitimate joy and to me. And it took me a second to see to differentiate if she was just saying, oh, you did this, like you did this. And I'm like, no, yeah, I did this, but it was the joy that I saw. It took me a minute to really see that, because I saw the expression first, and then when the words came, I realized that she was really enjoying what I was sharing with her. So here I am today, creating a lot more art. And even at that time, I didn't jump right back in it. It took me some time to get going, business and career and all that stuff, working out those things. But now I have the time to do it. And I am over 70, and I'm enjoying every minute of this art creation. And I know that there's probably others out there at the same generation as I am that, thinking about things to do or have some of them skill sets laying around. And I'm saying just look at them. It not necessarily be art, but whatever your skill sets are, enjoy what you have and put it to practice, and really feel the level of enjoyment that you get out of it. It's priceless. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's priceless. So right now, I just like to throw out some little accolades to some people some artists out there who have been instrumental, or I should say really influential in my art development. And I'm not sure I would be where I am today with my art if I hadn't have ran across these individuals. So anyway, Aaron Blaze is the first one I want to give a shout out to. He's over at creatureartteacher.com. Understand, these aren't sponsors. These are not sponsors. These are just individuals I found in my journey to where I am today, and I want to share them with you. And hopefully they can, you can get some of the same benefits I've gotten if you go over and take a look at what they have to offer. Aaron Blaze at creatureartteacher.com is number one, who's really had a major impact in my development. When I first ran across Aaron at Light Expo in Pasadena one year, I was thinking about doing animation, but however, at my age, animation is just something that I really couldn't partake in because there's so much time involved in it. Not only developing the craft, but doing an animation itself would take quite a bit of time with a team. And if you tried to do it by yourself, it would take forever. So I just seemed to go in a different direction. However, on Aaron's site, they focus quite a bit on animation, but there's other training that he has on his site that help you as an artist develop. And a lot of his stuff was digital, and so I went digitally when I started back to really practicing my skill or trying to tone my skill. I started doing digital stuff, and so his site was really a help for me. And so, that's what happened for me. And even though a lot of his stuff is animation, I was able to learn different things like dynamic lighting, for example, was one of my favorite topics. And a lot of the anatomy stuff I got from him doing his portraits and doing other things. So I really started to pick up anatomy and dynamic lighting and just lighting and shadowing in general. I got from him, and how to really, he can show you how to really make what it is you're drawing pop. He's an incredible artist. Aaron Blaze over at creatureartteacher.com. The next one is, number 2 is Joseph Daniels. He's over at Udemy. And he was not a pastel artist, a charcoal artist. He's a acrylic oil painter. Oils and acrylics is his expertise. However, taking his course on Udemy helped me really get a real solid foundation in values. And values were the key to all the art that you do. Values are the key. Understand how to get from dark to light or light to dark, whichever you're trying to do. In between there are the values that make up forms and shapes. And so once you get values down, there's nothing you can't paint. Colors don't matter once you have values down. And that's what I really began to understand by taking his painting course. And he had some incredible exercises that dealt with just black and white. And at that time, understand, I was doing stuff in digital, so I was able to create some really nice stuff in black and white using just values and the value scale. Let me see. So, okay, is Rizno's art. He's over at YouTube, and his expertise is painting. Also, he's done a variety of stuff. I've seen him do some pastels. I've seen him do some oil work. But what his strength for me is how he laid out his pieces, how he started his pieces from a blank sheet of paper. Understand what I'm saying here is, when in the beginning for me, I was taking the pains of laying out grids, XYZ coordinates, and taking the references and laying them inside those coordinates, and then laying out the coordinates on my paper that I was getting ready to paint my piece on. And so then I was painting and drawing inside that grid in order to capture the image. Yes, that's kind of time consuming and tedious. It gets your proportions incredibly accurate, but it's not really pushing my skills for me. It kind of felt semi like tracing, but not actual tracing. So anyway, so I wanted to strengthen my drawing capabilities and painting capabilities, and Rizno art helped me do exactly that. Because when I was watching his style of painting, he was teaching it, but what I was really grasping from his teaching was the how he was doing it, not necessarily the words he was saying, but the how he was doing it. And so, Rizno art over on YouTube. Check him out. And then last but not least, Colin Bradley is a gentleman out there on YouTube that I found, and he was pastels, and that was my interest, dry media. And so first I went into pastels, and then I eventually migrated over into doing charcoals also along with the pastels, because I found out that I was enjoying the charcoals after a while, but I started doing the pastels as my first dry media experience. And so Colin Bradley taught that incredibly well. He did it with pencil pastels, and he had some sample pieces where he give you the image, and you just do like follow along drawing sessions or painting sessions with pencil pastels. And so I learned quite a bit from him with respect to the blending process, how pastels blended and things like that. Okay, so anyway, he's over on YouTube also, Colin Bradley. And those are some of the key artists that had influence on my style of painting. And when you see my style of painting, it's not a basic traditional style, I guess you would say. I like to flow loosely. Sometimes I get a little tight in there. I try to grasp as much detail as I can. I just try to tell the story. I try to help make my piece, my painting, tell the story. Whatever the story I'm trying to present. If it's the mood, or if it's just the time of day, or if it's the location, get a feel for what the story is what I'm trying to do with my art. Okay, so I think that's quite a bit. I'm not sure how long this is. I'm probably edit and cut it, but that's me. Welcome to my channel, Signed Rufus. The theme is creating art over 70. It's been an incredible journey to get here, and I hope you enjoy what I'm presenting. Blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you.